Thank you very much. So, AI, here we are. Barney and Freddie, I'll let them introduce themselves, but yeah, hand over to you. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you, Adam. A tough topic to be first one after lunch. I feel like we've been handed a bit of a preloaded gun here. So the first person I thought to phone was Mr. Barney O'Kelly. So just before we do a introduction, in terms of giving a bit of a framework to this topic, we're just going to start with a bit of a, when we're talking about AI, generative AI, what we mean around that. Where are we as an industry? We've had a lot of conversations with clients to see where they're at. Really interesting. Hopefully, we can use this room full of people to build a bit of a community around this and make this an interactive session to really get a sense of where everyone's at. The reality versus the misconceptions. Earlier this year, Passle actually launched our AI beta program, so we've got a bit of feedback to share with you all on what we've learned from that. And then what should we be doing next? And as I said, as much as we can make this an interactive session, learn what's working for folks in the room, where you're all at, the more we'll benefit as a collective from this as well. So without further ado, as I said, I'll let Barney introduce himself as the head of digital at AlixPartners.
Well, yeah, hello, I'm Barney. I'm the head of digital at AlixPartners. Chris already did a lovely job describing what AlixPartners does, but we're not a law firm, we're a management consulting firm. One of the interesting things when talking about topics like AI or digital in a firm like AlixPartners is we actually have a whole practice that is digital. So we have lots of people who spend a lot of time really using AI on client engagements. So there's a lot of enthusiasm for these things and a lot of questions about should we be using AI in marketing? How should we be using it? And it's an interesting kind of expression of the hype cycle is how much interest there is in this versus what people are doing with it and where it actually fits. So I'm not an expert on this. I'm just the guy who Freddie called, right? So as much as anything else, I thought it'd be useful if you all participated in this conversation and shared your thoughts and what you're doing with it as we went through the agenda.
Perfect. And then from my side, so leading client experience at Passle, I speak to a lot of our clients around how they're leveraging the Passle technology, speaking to CMOs who a lot get questions around, whether that's from lawyers, but what are we doing with AI as a firm? So we've had a lot of experience with this, and I was heavily involved in Passle's AI beta program. So that's where Adam and Tom felt it was relevant to put me on stage, not as an AI expert, but just kind of voicing, where our clients are at with leveraging these tools and technologies. And then Barney said, make this presentation fun. So I actually asked AI to turn me and Barney into AI experts. And,
quite like
and this is what it came back with. So,
yeah, well, there we go.
I mean, I feel like I look a lot more serious than I normally do. So
now you've got 40 minutes of rank amateurism on AI. So that was probably the highlight.
So I actually pushed over to Barney to help with coming up with not too much of a kind of buzzwordy explanation of where we get started with generative AI, and he actually just responded by sending this video. So
how do we come back from this, right? Well, looking ahead, AI. Now I just want to briefly go over this. AI, artificial intelligence, AI. We will be laying you off. AI, embracing, cuddling, fondling artificial intelligence. AI, bathrooms will soon be replaced by AI. This is just the way the industry is moving. AI. I'm not kidding, we're gonna have so many layoffs. AI. It's about integration, not replacement, right? I'll also be laying myself off. AI. Now, what does our company do? Because I do not know.
So beyond that, Barney, I don't know if you've got anything to add on top of this.
Not really. No, so it's interesting. So I think what AI is something that's been around for a long time, right? Like we never really called it out unless you were really into the topic, and it was things like Cortana or Siri. There's forms of artificial intelligence there. Grammarly, forms of artificial intelligence there. But what's happened with kind of ChatGPT as much as anything else is it's given a focal point to the conversation, which is where the questions start coming from within the business. It's a bit. I was likening it a little bit to sort of the advent of the iPad, where suddenly you had this cadre of senior executives who had technology in their hands. And Mikhail mentioned it earlier, like everyone wants search to be like Google. Everyone wants everything to work like an Apple device. Now everyone wants AI to do everything. And I think as a result of that, that leads to lots of conversations that are helpful in terms of moving a technological agenda along, but also quite confusing and quite distracting. And I think part of what AI or generative AI is a bit of a distraction. I think it has some real world applications. I think you'll probably find that it will become a ChatGPT will become an Intel-esque kind of plug-in that sits behind a broader offering from some of the bigger tech companies. You're already seeing that with Microsoft. I think once they make Copilot readily available, that'll be a